Alright, what's good guys? So, I wasn't really sure if I was going to make a video, but an opportunity can certainly arise from the worst possible situation. So, I'm in Auckland, I'm on block course for my refrigeration engineering apprenticeship. I'm in Otara, it's a shithole, fucking sucks. Probably shouldn't have said that too loud. And yeah, Cliffy really wanted to be the star of the show. So, what entails now is me leaving at 3 AM from Hastings the other morning. It's now Wednesday night at about 10:30 and roll film. Alright, what the fuck is up guys? I'm in Otara, Auckland, about 5 hours from home. Cliffy's got me here. I'm now leaving him in the middle of an Otara car park. Like, this place is a fucking dump. Alright, so Auckland's been pretty bad to me, eh? I've really hated it since I've been here. It's a shithole. I just want to go home. I'm here on block course and so that's engine oil coming out of my exhaust. It's also all down the side of my truck. It's gone everywhere. The culprit, I was just coming down the motorway and my turbo's just let go. So I know it's hard to tell, but I don't know if you can hear this. So you can hear the whole thing's just, yeah, she's fucked. She's broken in half. There's engine oil coming out of everywhere. There was smoke. I mean, there was white smoke everywhere, all down the motorway. So I drove it to here, and just before I parked up here, just up the road, it actually started to run away. So I turned the key off, and it was running under its own steam. So I imagine the intercooler piping is just full of engine oil. I also heard a bit of a knock, which is weird because the turbo blowing and the big end's knocking isn't related, unless the knock was like diesel ignition knock from running on engine oil. So the fix, new turbo, tow truck, fuck, I'm in fucking Auckland for fuck's sakes. What do I do now, boys? So my only plan, the only idea I've got, I need to somehow block off the oil feed to the turbo, so I stop pumping oil to the turbo, and then take the injector pipe off there and turn the fuel down so it just runs non-turbo, gutless as, but hopefully it'll still run, and hopefully that engine knock will disappear, because fuck. So there's the oil feed down in there, one of those banjo lines. There it is there on top of the turbo as well. So I need to undo that from the turbo and somehow block it off, and I don't have much tools. All I've got is a Barco set, so I'll see how I get on, and I'll come back to you. Okay, here's the oil feed for the turbo, banjo lines at both ends. What I've done is I've put a nut and bolt in this end with the copper squash washers inside it. Hopefully that stops the flow of oil. It'll probably leak, but as long as it stops it, most of it. I'll bolt that back onto the motor side now. Yeah, I did notice, like I said, once it ran away and then I just drove it up the road. I didn't even go far, man. Like, I did try and get it, I did get it off the motorway. I probably drove maybe 500 meters tops once the turbo blew. There was smoke everywhere. Right as I was about to stop, the engine started knocking. I've just checked the dipstick and it's completely empty. So there is all my engine oil in that fucking intercooler. And not only is the turbo probably lunched, but the big end bearings are gone too, so fuck. Hey, I'm now gonna try and pour the engine oil out of my intercooler. All I think that's in here. Oh yeah, look at that. See that engine oil? Hello sailor. Fucking Jesus. Although there's not as much as I'd like, because my engine oil is completely empty on my dipstick, and well, I need a shitload more than that. Fuck! Got quite a few litres, well, not a few litres, but I've got a bit of oil back in it. I'm going to turn the fuel right down now so it doesn't rev too hard. And I'm going to start it and hope like fuck it doesn't knock. But you know, not my luck. It's definitely lunched itself. Totally sure what to make of that. Sort of a bit of a knock and then it, yeah. What do you reckon, guys? Is she alright? Is she alive? Fuck, I don't know if you can see the smoke, but there's just smoke everywhere. Look at the fucking state of it. So that smoke should burn off, I'm thinking. That smoke is just all in the exhaust from that turbo shit in the brick. So as long as I don't hear engine knocks, then fuck, we might be good. We might be okay. Hopefully that doesn't start leaking either. That oil line that I've put together. Because that'd be a cunt as well. So I really just need to monitor a few things and hope like fuck Cliffy wants to play ball. I mean, look at the oil spewing out. I imagine it's going to take quite a while to burn all that oil out of that exhaust, because there's fucking shitloads in there. Alright, I need to probably just drive it for a bit, make sure it's alright, burn all the oil out of the exhaust, or some of it, and probably go to a gas station and get some more engine oil, and just make sure I'm all topped up. Alright, I've now reconfigured it. We're running non-turbo, so it's just this little 4 cylinders pulling it along. Still working. But you should see the cloud of smoke I'm leaving behind me. So I'll go around this roundabout maybe once or twice. There we go, there it is. There's a cloud over there. Just wafting. There's some more cloud. Now that is all just the residue oil in the exhaust, I believe. So that should burn off and disappear. Should. I'm not sure, but it should. I hope it clears. Alright, I've just been driving up and down the same stretch of road, trying to blow all the oil out of the exhaust, because fuck, it's pissing out smoke still, but I'm fairly positive, like 100%, that it's because the oil, the exhaust is just full of oil, the turbo's still full of oil. So I've driven up and down the same stretch of road, just smoking it out, like fuck, at least 10 or 20 times. It's ridiculous. It's rude as fuck, but that is what it is, you know. Change gear. Okay, so I'm finally at BP. I've been driving up and down the road trying to clear the smoke out of the exhaust. Like you've seen in the footage, I've taken away the turbo, so the turbo's not hooked up there or there, so it's just sucking straight in air in from there. I've turned the injector pump down so it's not running much fuel through it, because there's no air to, you know, because there's no turbo to compensate, you know, the air's, it was running way too rich, so, well, it would have run way too rich. So I've turned the fuel right down, seems to be running not too bad. my ghetto fix there with the banjo bolt and a couple of squash washers seems to not be leaking, so that's pretty tops as well. So when that turbo did blow and the shaft on the intake and the exhaust separated, I guess, the oil that's supposed to feed that bearing has then gone all through the exhaust side and all through the intake side. It's filled the charge piping, my intercooler, and all the way into here, so it's caused it to smoke real badly. It got that much oil in it that it was literally running away. I turned the key off, and because diesel is basically engine oil, you know, refined as such, the motor kept running. I literally had to stall it out by putting it in gear and putting my foot hard on the brake pedal. So, but disconnecting the turbo, that sorted that out. I'm now not feeding any engine oil to the motor, but there's still shitloads of oil in the exhaust side and all through the exhaust. If you look at the exhaust tip, it is dripping with engine oil. So I know that's probably a bit hard to see, but that's the turbine wheel on the intake side, completely disconnected from its bearing, shaft and other side. Yeah, she fucked. So that's the last time that turbo is going to be running 25 plus PS. Alright, so I'll get some engine oil in them now. There's the dipstick, you can't even see. She's right on the bottom. And when I pulled the dipstick out after it had ran away and I was sitting on the side of the road still, it wasn't even a smear on the dipstick. So literally the oil that was in that intercooler was what got it onto the dipstick and probably gave it some oil pressure and got rid of the old death knock. Although I don't doubt I've probably done some certain wear and tear or damage, or yeah, what can you do though? Top it up with oil, find another turbo and keep raping it. Okay, it's now 11:20. I've just topped it up with engine oil. It took 3.5 litres just to get it into the middle, so she was definitely down at least 4 litres, 4 to 5 litres before I poured that intercooler back into it. So yeah, I need to find a turbo, and the next video will probably be me changing a turbo light right here or something. So if you're here for the first time, give us a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and we'll see you when we get a turbo. Cheers guys. That's her flat out, mate. 80, 80, 80. And there's still quite a lot of smoke coming out back there. There's heaps of cardboard in the back so I can put it under it so I don't leak oil over everything, or over the driveway that I'm staying at. But it's definitely still smoking like fuck.